Alright, what's up, y'all? Welcome to the 615 Hockey and Soccer Pod, where we argue about Nashville sports. Because let's be honest, therapy is just too expensive nowadays, and this is my way of venting. I'm your host, your friendly neighborhood hockey and soccer guy, and yes, I still believe the Preds and Nashville SC can both win a championship before I turn 60, but let's be honest, it'll be really close to 60 before we see either or. But let's get straight into it. First up, let's talk about the Nashville Predators. I don't know what's hard to understand right now. Our power play or the plot to Inception. Every game I'm thinking we look amazing, and then boom, just turnovers, missed assignments, vibes go straight to zero after that, dude. It's just so frustrating. But we did get a positive result last night, however, against the Florida Panthers. It was on December 4th, for guys who are watching at a later time. We won in overtime, and it was a great result. It was a great game to watch. I enjoyed it. Will it turn things around? Maybe we can hope. But I'm just going to be honest, I highly doubt it, man. This team's been rough this year. But the million-dollar question that a lot of fans are asking, including myself, is, are we rebuilding? Or are we just kind of like hanging out, hoping for a big turnaround, Because Yossi, he's still elite, and Saros is still stealing games. And the roster around him just feels like... The roster around him just kind of feels like microwave leftovers, Sometimes it hits, and sometimes it's just sad. But... Also, can we talk about Ryan Yufko? I don't know if I'm pronouncing a lot of these names right. I'm bad at names. I apologize. But do we just kind of free him up, put him on the main roster, see what happens, just see what he can do on the main roster in Nashville? Or do we keep him in Milwaukee like we're grounding him? Personally, I want to see Ryan become the guy in Nashville. We need to move him up. Maybe he'll bring some energy to the roster, maybe turn some things around, maybe get some positive results. But like I said, that is a decision that the Nashville Predators will have to make, and we'll have to go from there. But switching gears to the boys at Gideus, Nashville SC, man. We are so close to being a legit top-tier MLS team. So close. But we're treating scoring like it's optional, And it's just now we got to ask, do we build around Mukhtar? I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right. Like I said, I'm bad at names. I apologize. But do we start laying the groundwork for a new core, man? Because, Mukhtar, however, he is him, dude. He really is him. But we just can't expect him to keep cooking with a plastic spoon and no seasoning. You know what I mean? It's time to spend on a real striker or change formations. We need to change from this defensive mindset first. We need to change from it. Like Smashville, they throw hits and they score, But Nashville SC can too. But it's just they need to do something different. And I think this defensive first mindset is the problem. But also, we need to shout out to Shaq Moore, dude. That dude is criminally underrated. Most fans talk defense or Mukhtar, but Shaq is low-key the backbone of the club right now. Maybe he'll do some more great things next season, and maybe he'll get the recognition he deserves. But in other related news, a couple days ago, Nashville SC announced that they signed Maxwell Wildayes. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. But from what I'm assuming, he is the replacement for Walker Zimmerman. If many of you may or may not know, Walker Zimmerman did decide to test free agency at the end of the season, which is sad to see. Because like I said, I love Walker Zimmerman. He's been a great player for the club, and I don't know, man. It's tough to see. I'm really disappointed that he's leaving, but it's just one of those things that was going to happen sooner or later. I hope the best for him in whatever club he decides to join, whether he stays in the U.S. or whether he decides to go overseas. I don't know, man. I just look forward to watching him wherever he goes. I look forward to watching him in the World Cup if he decides to join the roster. But yeah, with this Maxwell guy, he is 24 years old. He played for a Norwegian club, but I just cannot remember the club off the top of my head. So I do apologize. Just let me know in the comments below what the club was, But he did win some hardware there, from what I heard. It was the 2024 Norwegian Cup, I believe. And from all the articles that Nashville SC has posted and some stat lines that I've seen, he looks pretty promising for the MLS level. He looks like a really good defenseman. So maybe we got a good replacement for Zimmerman. But we'll have to wait and see until next season. But I'm going to move on to my hot take of the week. This may be a hot take. It may not be. I don't know. But in my opinion, it's a hot take. Because a lot of my friends who are Nashville SC fans or Preds fans, they don't feel the same way. But here's my hot take. Are you ready? The Nashville Predators and the Nashville SC, they are the same team, man. Now, hear me out. They both have amazing stars. They both have elite defenses and decent goaltending and keepers. But they just have zero consistency on scoring, dude. They're both built like they're afraid to take risk. Good teams take risk. Champions get weird, man. I want to see weird. Give me some line changes, young players attacking play, chaos. I want it all, dude. Give me something to look forward to. You know what I mean? This defensive first mindset is just not going to work anymore. We need to do something different. We need to get weird and take risk. That all starts with building up the front line and attack play, dude. Especially Nashville SC, man. We can win some hardware. We won the US Open Cup. But I think we can win the Audi playoffs next year if we just build that front line and get weird, man. If we can do it, it'll be great. Nashville Predators, the same way. We got to start moving guys, man. We can't keep the same roster expecting the same results. It's just not going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, you keep the same guys and we're getting the results we're getting now. What's going to change next year? Nothing. It's going to be the same situation we're in now. We need to move some guys around. Like I said earlier, bringing Ryan Yufko up. That'll be a great addition to the Nashville Predators team. Maybe he can bring some energy. You know, he's a young guy. He can bring some energy, bring some, maybe switch up the morale a little bit. You know, a new face on the team. You know, just get something going so that we have something to look forward to. Just, you know, at least the Predators organization will be telling us, like, hey, we know we're struggling. We're trying. And that's kind of the whole situation there, too, is I feel like the Predators organization is really not trying to improve on what they have now. It kind of feels like they're just kind of like waiting around for something to happen. And that's an issue in itself. But let me know what you guys think about my hot take. Like I said, it may not be a hot take. It may be a hot take. I don't know. But like I said, let me know what you think in the comments below. But now I'm going to move on to a poll. I have a little poll for you guys. I want to hear from y'all this week on y'all's opinion. What would y'all do? Would you rather, A, get a superstar, a number one center for the Predators, or B, get a DP striker for Nashville SC? You only get one, so who you signing? Hit us up on the socials and let me know. Comment below. Doesn't matter. Just let me know what you think. But all right, that's all I got for you guys. I do apologize if I spoke a little fast or my words got a little blurry. I'm nervous, my first episode, and I kind of tend to talk a little fast. I'm working on it. I apologize, but that's it for this week. If you're a Nashville fan, you already know it's never boring, it's never perfect, but it's always entertaining. Appreciate you hanging with me, and I'll catch you next time. Smashville, Broadway, 615 forever. Peace.